The truth I want to share with you, without this body, I do not exist as a human being. Period. I came all the way from China to US, and obviously still didn't find myself that deeper belonging, exploring new culture, new horizon. I was studying mathematics and then discover fine art, and that was extraordinarily fulfilling. But the deeper question at the time is like, why I'm still not happy until I discovered Qigong and the deeper connection with myself. She touched me on my shoulder gently. She said, now you have found your home. Now you can return your home as often, anytime. And that moment I realized the home is here. This body is my home. And that moment I was so, it's like tearful for such happiness. And I went running to the hill behind their house, behind the center, like screaming to the whole world. It's like, I have found my home. My home is right here. I stopped seeking from that moment on. On this land, we have 3 ancient trees. Each one is beyond 500 years old. So asking the grandmother tree at the time, does the planet Earth need human? And I couldn't help it, just come out of me. Then I listened. The answer came to me. It was so clear, so simple, and so shocking, so humbling. The answer is no. The Earth does not need us at all. But then the second truth came back to me. Human need Earth. My deep wish may all human beings discover who they are slow, the deepest connection of their own mind and the body, because that one thing can change everything else. Until we do that, nothing will change. We look at all the problems in the world, personal, collective, physical, emotional, mental, even spiritual, even global, environmental, and everything. It's all just symptom of the deepest problem of disconnection of mind-body.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Sincerely Show. I am your host, Katherine Duchuk. The Sincerely Show is a place, and it's a journey, and it's a movement. It's a movement towards living our lives more sincerely human. And it's a journey. It's a journey that covers the arc of the human condition, the arc that takes us through some of the more challenging moments of our lives, to moments of awakening, to ultimately to beautiful stories of service to humanity, to each other, and to our beautiful planet. And it's a place. It's a place that is loving, is kind, is inclusive, is judgment-free, is gentle. It's a place where you can be seen, where you can be heard. I am so happy to have all of you join us today for the Sincerely Show. Again, I am your host, Katherine Duchuk, and I am so happy to introduce our very special guest, Master Mingtong. Master, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm loving it already. Thank you, Ken. So delighted to be with you, with all the listeners, and thank you for your presence.
Oh, thank you. So we have so much that we are going to explore. Let's start off with you sharing who you are in the way that you like to express yourself and who you are to the world and to others. Give us a brief introduction, Master, to who you are.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say we are really sharing the same vision, mission, the same movement, same calling to come home to ourselves. And so describing who is self, this self is the most difficult thing for me to do. I can say, I experience in myself the whole spectrum as a human being. A little child, playful inside me, and the artist of creative, then also a visionary, responsible person dedicating to the vision I'm going to share with you, all of you today, as much as possible. So, as a title, I'm a Qigong master teacher and founder of Wisdom Healing Qigong, as well the retreat center in Santa Fe, nearby Santa Fe is called Southwest Sanctuary. And I'm also author of the new book launching a couple of days ago, actually more than a couple of days ago now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Receiving amazing response because it's the most powerful message we're ready for and most needed. And I'm also really, leading a movement, global movement, as you're doing. So we join this mission together, really coming home to ourselves, to who we are, the truth, the authenticity, the sincerity, and the deeper purpose, the destiny we're living, especially in this crazy time, I can put it that way. It's a crazy time. There's no words can describing it, So that's kind of a little bit about myself. Yeah.
Beautiful. When you say self, what does the word self mean to you? What do you feel? What do you see when you say self? And I'll give you some context, Master. I describe in Sincerely, the Sincerely organization or platform, there are 3 layers of self. There's the lived experience self, there's the physical and inherited self with genetics and epigenetics, and then there's the essential self, which you could call your soul. It's that innate energy that is within each of us that somehow gets lost in this extractive, performative, mechanical world that humanity has built over the last few thousand years. So I'm at a point where I believe I'm able to now live from essence first through my body to the world. How do you think of self?
That's such a beautiful description. Totally aligned with how I feel exactly. That's 3 layers. And yet I want to highlight from my latest discovery, truly awakening process, latest one, last 2 years or so, discovering the importance of this body, the deeper meaning of the body, much, much more than what we think is, what we assumed in the past. Think of this body just a physical existence of who we are. Much, 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 much more. So the truth I want to share with you, with all of you, without this body, I do not exist as a human being.
Right.
Period. So no matter what other thing you think of, who am I, story, identity, good or bad, ego or essence, no matter what the other definition is, construction might be. But the truth, the deepest truth is without this body, I do not exist as a human being. That's no exception for every human being. And secondly, without this body, I cannot experience life. As you said, experience of life as part of me. But without this body, I cannot experience life at all as a human being. There's no experience at all. So that's the second truth. And the third truth is you speaking about, the soul level existence, the essence of who we are. But the truth is, without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime, neither. So the foundation all come back to this body, and yet we being missing it, dismissing it, overlook it, even disconnecting from it, bypass from it. So by living over the head, living over the shoulder, over the neck, continuously in the head, in the mental construction, but now even worse, the digital world is hijacking our mental world. So on one hand, the mental world is detached from the physical world, the real world, the truth we're here as human embodiment with the Mother Earth, with everything we existing together. So the mental world is self-constructed world, it's projected world. It's another level of reality, but it's a virtual reality compared with the real world we're existing. But now the mental world is hijacked by the digital world, assimilated world. And so we're living in this three world right now. Until we claim this body, we're going to lose who we are as true human being. That's it's like shocking truth, shocking discovery. I'm really experiencing, I'm sharing right now, including writing the book. So I'm so grateful you're asking this question. What is the self? But mostly it's constructed, unfortunately. So I'm learning to come back to the real self here. Right here. Everything is inside this body already. Both the visible, invisible, both the experience as well as the soul level of presence. It's already inside me. So when we think of the body as an object, as a subject, as a machine, as a vehicle, as a prison, as something temporarily using it, we are ignoring the truth. We're not truly living as a human being. So that's what I want to add to when this question came out. It's the most exciting question, obviously.
Well, you and I are going to flow together in this conversation. Yeah. We were the first time we saw each other.
Love it.
So I love that. I love that. And
personally, you can relate to it in a very unique way. Claim self, Katherine. That's a huge claim of your bodily, human, authentic experience. Has to do with the body itself.
It does. And so what you're reminding me of in my own journey, and I'm sure guests are feeling similar as we listen to you, is we're aligned that there are three layers of the self. There's the essence, there's the physical and inherited self, and there's the way you both of those express into the world. Yet it's the essence uses the body as its form of expression, as its vehicle of expression. It's what connects us to this lived experience, to this physical world, and allows us to feel. And so as you were describing, I was sitting with the word feeling. And again, in this extractive performative world, it doesn't really value feeling. I've had CEOs tell me, I shut feeling off when I make decisions. And I'm thinking, no, that's wrong. And what you reminded me of in my own journey is I had hired a coach, a tantric coach, and people think tantric means sex. And I worked with this coach for 18 months, and it was nothing about sex. It was all about teaching me how to feel.
Feeling, that's it.
Into my body and into my chakras. And the blockages within my physical body, Master, that were released during that 18-month to 2-year period, it was the deepest period of grieving and of healing
Yeah.
And I feel no blockages anymore. I feel clean and clear, such that my essence is able to flow through my body as that instrument. And it was about giving myself permission to feel. How do you think about the word feeling?
That's all to, that is really the most important message of in-body awakening is really about the feeling. Because ultimately, as a human being, all experience we're having is slow the feeling, the mind interpreting the feeling, the mind superimposing the feeling, whatever it might be. But it's a direct experience is slow feeling. So that's the true humanity. But unfortunately, looking into the history, especially in the Western history, is slow from plot two, it's like think of the body as bad, something to ignore, it's like low rank among all existence in the hierarchy. Then you go to, Descartes, thinking of the famous saying, I think, therefore I am. So totally identify with just thinking only. Yeah. And that's where reading to this new civilization is all about thinking. Performance based on thinking, education based on thinking, identity based on thinking, problem solving based on thinking, and the technology based on thinking. The whole AI is based on thinking. Everything is about thinking. Yeah, totally disconnect from the bodily experience, the feeling experience. So people suppress the feeling, leading us to this point right now. All the destructive behavior, reactions and all the addictions, all the blamings, all is happening right now in the world. So I see that as, a real problem. So when we trace it back to the history, the Buddha says, that's my interpretation. I'm aware beyond just thinking. I'm aware, therefore I am. So identify the awareness. That's the essence of who we are. And that's beautiful. But what I'm adding to this conversation about humanity is I feel, therefore I am.
I feel, therefore I am.
That's the missing piece. And also, when we're looking at the self, the three layers, I want to really highlighting this. These three layers inseparable. When you're coming back to the body, you're realizing all these three layers is inseparable. We're just giving three different names, like identify, okay, that's the layer of the physical existence only, that's the layer of the experiential, that's the layer of the divine, spiritual, whatever it might be. That kind of thinking is a problem already. It's like the feeling is you feel everything in your body. It comes in your experience, it comes in your divine, it comes in your struggle, it comes in everything who you are already. We put them in different category, thinking they're separate. That's the very problem of thinking. So that's coming back to the feeling, the invitation of feeling. So you feel the wholeness. You feel the authenticity, you feel your presence, you feel the life experience beyond your story, beyond your construction, beyond your limited, identity or belief, whatever it might be. Yeah.
You are referring to I amness.
That's right. I am.
I am. When we allow ourselves to feel and flow essence, body, expression, which expression is lived experience because all that exists is the present. So it's just expression of feeling with the body. To be in that level of feeling is I amness.
If you don't mind, I'd like to do this with the audience leader all together so we can experience it, feel it beyond what I just said in words.
Please.
Yeah, okay, couple of minutes, okay. So actually, I'm going to play a song inviting you to feel the truth. Yeah, feel the truth. Okay, so bear with me. I didn't prepare for this, but I'm going to pull out the song out quickly. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to inviting everybody, just close your eye, just feel your body, feel the presence.
Welcome home. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to your body.
Now I'm going to invite everybody to speak of the words to yourself beyond any interact, and just noticing the feeling continuously arising inside of you, even beyond any label. So can repeating these words after me. Without this body, I do not exist as a human being.
Without this body, I do not exist as a human being.
I do not exist as a human being. Second, without this body, I cannot experience life as a human being.
Without this body, I cannot experience life
as a human
being.
Feeling the truth. Without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime.
Without this body, my soul cannot evolve in this lifetime.
Just feel the presence of your own existence. Feel the experience of life. Slow this presence as who we are. Feel the inseparable nature of the body and the soul, beyond any definition, any story. And thank you for allowing me to share this experience. And so invite you continuously noticing whatever feeling arises. And it's the most foundational recognition or initiation when we're speaking of feeling and experience. Without that deeper connection with your own body, we cannot truly feel. We cannot truly experience life fully. And that's the mislink. Yeah. So beyond recognizing the importance of experience, the importance of soul level of mission, but without feel your body, you cannot discover that truth. That is one piece often we miss. So inviting you, returning to the home, returning to this temple, returning to who you are without disconnecting from your own body. Thank you, Kate. Can I ask you, how do you feel when we go through the short practice together?
I feel beautiful. I felt shivers all the way through my body from the moment it started.
Yeah.
Throughout, and I experienced tears of love.
Yeah.
And peace. And honor. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Allow me to do that, and thank all the listeners. Share this experience together. That's the most universal humanity we're sharing together.
The giving ourselves permission to feel fully, to release the hurts, and to feel and experience fully, I think is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. And so thank you. Thank you so deeply. A cute story before we started our session today. I said to my colleague, I said, get ready. We're going to do a meditation or something. I just know it. I felt it. And just for everyone, everything we've talked about so far in this discussion has literally flowed from presence and from love. There was no rehearsal before we joined together on this call today. We're just honoring each other as humans on a journey that's committed to wholeness for ourselves and for each other. Talk a little bit about the sanctuary, the Qigong sanctuary, and the kinds of work that you do. And then, Mingtong, I want to then take you back through life and honor the journey that brought you to where you, the work that you're doing today. And and the reason I want to do that with you is it's so important for each and every one of us to understand that there's a journey that we all travel. And it's about giving ourselves permission to travel our own journeys. So let's start first with the Qigong sanctuary and the kind of work that you're doing in Santa Fe.
Thank you. So, fast forward, I do want to mention that one part of my life journey is lived in the medicine-less Qigong hospital. I will share more later about that. But that was almost 2 years lived there and getting the training, completely transforming not only my health, but my life, my whole self. And but in this experience is basically the retreat people do in the medicine and Qigong hospital in China is 1 month at a time. And at the time when I was there is not just 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 practitioners together doing the Qigong practice day and night for 1 month at a time. So the result, the healing happened is like you can only classify from a conventional point of view as a miracle. But for us, it's not a miracle. It's really energetic science. And so that was my history, the experience. So when I started teaching in the US, fast forward years later, I've been teaching for now 25 years full time. Just always have this vision. I want to have creating a retreat center here, like the Medicine Qigong Hospital in the US. And of course, knowing the economy is different, the political condition is different, everything is different, the culture is different, and this is new, to the West and so on. So I've been doing everything possible to realize this vision. And so 9 years, ago, I just said, I'm ready. So basically opening this retreat center and taking on really incredible risk without knowing how I can make this financially work, how many people are showing up or not, because the model is 1 month long. And how many people here can commit to 1 month long retreat, right? So, but I couldn't help it doing that. So basically, the mission is right now I'm doing 2 months long retreat. Yeah. 1 month, each retreat is 1 month long. So I'm still trying to get a Chip Conway to come here for at least 1 week. He did a few days with me. Yeah. And that was incredible, So, but the point is, when we're ready to do this deep work, it takes time, takes guidance, takes discipline, but it takes the energetic community, energetic container to make this happen. So one of the powerful magic here is in the retreat just behind me, you see only indoor greenhouse, but outside is a lot of green right now, spring, flowers and everything. But the magic of the land, the history of the land. We have, it's like the high desert, the air, the light, and the tree, the water, the fountains, the kiva. But everything is just like designed to fulfill this mission I've been carrying my whole life. Yeah. Help people. Basically, the only way speaking about healing is really about rebirth. You're rebirthing yourself. You're rediscovering yourself. You are fully realizing yourself. So it's not about I'm recovering from this diagnosis, from these problems. I'm trying to get rid of this problem, fixing this problem. And often that's how we started this journey. But deeply, healing is about recovering yourself to the wholeness. Is about realizing yourself to the truth of who you are. And that's everything else come as a side effect.
And sincerely, I describe it as remembering who we are. It's a pathway to what was always there.
Yeah. It's a paradox. It's two ways of looking at it. One is remembering who we are or returning who we are. On the other hand, it's rediscovering who we are, becoming truly who we are. So there's two different ways of saying it, but the essence is same basically. Exactly same thing. It's just you awakening to yourself. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is the reason we have this retreat center. I'm realizing, it takes time. So when we giving birth, usually, 10 months in the womb, right? So here is we starting 1 month of rebirth. And that is the main thing we're dedicating in the retreat center. But of course, we offer 1 week long, 2 weeks long, as well online retreat. We also have the center renting out for other teachers, leaders to use for their deep work as well. I would love to explore with you, bring your community here, do the deep work would be so incredible. And so one piece I discovered, we're talking about self, healing, awakening, rebirthing, who we are. But also it's about relationship. It's about relationship with each other. But the most important relationship we're often missing is relationship with the Mother Earth right now. And that's what I love to just really help providing the container. And the magic of the nature of the Mother Earth in the retreat center is just so unique. I've been teaching all around the world, Israel, and Europe, and excellent, all these beautiful places, it's like incredible place. But every time I come to here, it's like, oh my God, this is still the best ever. I just cannot describe it. And so that is an incredible feeling. So that's my, second dedication to the retreat center, providing this energetic container for whoever is ready, not only for Qigong, but also for other deep process from ancient tradition as well, modern modality.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I live on a retreat center as well. Her name is Maison Mille Fleurs, House of 1,000 Flowers. And she is a lavender farm on the shores of a sea, of a lake called Lake Ontario, and with honeybees.
Aww.
And there's a gallery and retreat space there. So I will come to your sanctuary, and I invite you to bring
Absolutely.
You and Qigong to Maison Mille Fleurs.
Oh, love that, Kat. Love that. Flower, you just bring me so much joy, so much joy. I was in DC just a couple of days ago as a total accident. My second flight was delayed and I ended up, staying in DC.
You should know better. It's not an accident.
No, not an accident. But that's the words we use, first of all. So, but end up a cherry blossoming happening. So I was like whole day just breathtaking, just, commune with these flowers, with the water and everything. Then come home, then spring blossoming is happening here, right here in the sanctuary. I was just so, so enchanted, so blessed out.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, Mingtong, tell us. You're doing such beautiful work. You have such a radiant energy about you. Talk about your childhood, and then we'll talk about a couple of moments of your life that were part of your awakening, that were part of your coming into your fullness. Who are you and where do you come from?
Yeah. So, when we come back to the question of self, these three aspects equally important. One is to noticing where we came from, our history, our ancestor, whatever life we lived in the past. Then also looking at the very essence of who we are, our passion, our dedication, our mission, so on, this moment of experience, so on. Then looking at, what's the future you're creating for yourself, for humanity, and all these three aspects is important. So looking at my history is like, briefly, I grew up in a very poor family, in farm villages in China, very poor, basically rarely have any, sustain on enough food. So I was adopted actually, and I was bursting into the seventh of seven siblings and not enough food in the family. So I was adopted, then lived with my adopted family. And then they get a divorce, and I follow my adopted family, get to live married again. So I lived with like 3 different adopted family. Then eventually I came back to my birth family. So life was as a childhood was very unstable, didn't have a sense of belonging, and so was difficult, not only poor, but also I have a really challenging health. Eventually, I discovered to do with trauma, so on, but also inherited the difficulty of health, including sclerosis, as well asthma, and so on. So I grew up poor and lost, disconnected, and our disease, challenged. And so experienced almost like the whole spectrum of human challenges from childhood. So as a result, obviously I wasn't happy. and feel totally lost. And so because of that, I was looking for happiness, looking for a sense of belonging, and came all the way from China to US. And obviously, still didn't find myself, that deeper belonging, yeah. But it was exciting, exploring new culture, new horizon. I was studying mathematics, and then discover fine art, get into photographer and video, creative art. And that's a sense, coming a little bit of to my heart, so to speak, from the intellectual of the mathematics to the heart, the feeling, as an artist exploring life. And that was extraordinarily fulfilling. But the deeper question at the time is like, why I'm still not happy? And until I discovered Qigong, and the deeper connection with myself. So make the story short, one of the most powerful experience I had in the medicine and Qigong hospital in the beginning of my healing journey, actually towards the end of total recovery from asthma, which is caused by a trauma, fell down to a septic system. It's like a big hole in the ground full of shit when I was 6 years old. So the shit into this level, and basically one slow kind of near-death experience, lost consciousness. And when I came back, and the body carries asthma, cannot breathe. And that was my whole life until 30, according to in the 40s, when I was recovering in the medicine Qigong hospital. So in the process of recovering, and this deja vu experience came back to me, and realizing that's relating to my childhood trauma. But the awakening experience happened is this moment happened with the help of my teacher's wife at the time. And she touched me on my shoulder gently. She said, now you have found your home. Now you can return your home as often, anytime. And that moment I realized the home is here. This body is my home. This is my home. That's what I've been missing. I've been looking for home everywhere else, different families, different relationships, different places, different cultures, different careers, different validations, whatever it might be, often as we do. But that moment I'm realizing home is right here. Anywhere I go, my home is here. And that moment I was so it's like tearful for such happiness. And I went running to the hill behind their house, behind the center, like screaming to the whole world. It's like, I have found my home. My home is right here. And so that was really more than life transforming experience. Just my whole being settled. In a sense, I stopped seeking from that moment on. Stop seeking outside me. And the second experience I want to share is this moment we're graduating from master training program. Of course, the practice is not easy, especially, when you go, as you experience, going to the trauma, going to the pain of the body, the limitation of the body, the history we lived, the body carries all the history beyond just disease, stress, and everything else. It's all in the body. So the practice is going to this uncomfortable place. It's often very challenging. And yet when we decide to do that, especially in the retreat, 1 month long, 3 months long, even I was living there for 2 years, it's like I went so deep, so deep. But come out of that is in the graduation, my teacher just simply looked at me. And that moment, the time stopped. Just totally timeless transmission from him directly. And that feeling is just, I cannot describe it. And he just saw me, slow me, every layer of me to my soul, even deeper beyond the soul. And just like this part hidden inside me just come out of me, knowing like, okay, what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And that's exactly what I've been doing, after that experience, which is about 26 years ago. And so I'm continuously living from that moment. So another experience I want to share is really also to do with what you share, realizing the essence for who we are. And slow both the practice of Qigong as told by my teacher, Grandmaster Peng Ming, but also I have a great fortune to reconnect with many Tibetan highly realized teacher, Rinpoches, Lamas, from Tibetan, Dzogchen tradition. So I receive, very similar transmission from this teacher as experience with my Qigong teacher. But part of the transmission is really realizing the essence of who we are, pure essence, beyond our story, beyond our temporary experience as human on the planet Earth, and even beyond the soul level. So these experience, continuously, cumulatively affecting my life. So what I'm trying to say is, leading to now, I'm discovering, what it means truly to be human, embodied divine presence. And this wholeness, it's like including every aspect of me, beyond the label of good and bad, right, wrong, shouldn't. Beyond, whatever the ideal version, construct version of who should I be. But the deeper, authentic truth, that's exactly what you're helping people to discover. So that's the piece, I want to share just deeply, again, come back to that. It's like all of my teaching, the practice, the message, everything I'm doing, including my life, is coming from that place. So it's not from like a book, from, the ancient dogma, there's a place for that. This framework can be really powerful, help my journey so deeply. And also the formal structure of the practice is so essential. It's instead of, I know that, just not enough. How to embody that, slow your choice, slow the process, slow the practice. And that's where, I discover the truth. That's where I can continuously help people to the next journey of their life.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to speak to you a bit more about these two moments. Roughly how, and why I'm going to do this is I want to make your journey relatable for others' journey. When I was in the darkest period, and I really should say periods, because I went through over a decade about 4 or 5 what I call collapses, where the ego gets crushed and you are humbled to the core. One of those, I was suicidal. The other, I wasn't, because I'd chosen to live, yet I was deeply sad and alone, and I grieved and grieved. The point being is my journey to wholeness and healing involved multiple moments of collapse, deep within, healing, finding myself within, and then emergence. So for you, from the hospital, how old were you when you went into the hospital?
I was in later 30 and eventually finished all the training early 40s.
So you were in the hospital in your early 30s and you found home.
Yeah.
You became, through that part of the healing journey and recognition journey, you became Mingtong. How old were you when you finished your master's training?
36.
So call it a few years later, 6 years later. And when I heard you describe your home, what I felt was this recognition of your full self. And then when I heard you describe the graduation and being witnessed fully by your teacher, that was the arrival of being. There was the becoming on your journey, and then there was the being on your journey. And yes, it carried a master recognition. What I'm feeling is in this decade period, you went through a period of becoming, and then you continued on your journey and living within self to ultimately being self. And I think the reason it's so important to unpack these moments is the journey to wholeness is not done over supper. It's not a race.
Yeah.
It happens in a way and a time that is right for each of us. Would you agree? What are your thoughts, Mingtong, on what I've just shared?
How much I can share with this is like, first of all, I can relate to, when you mention about your personal journey, and I relate to all of them. And yet often we find very difficult to speak about these experience circumstances. What is suffering look like? What's the agony looks like? What exactly happened? And how did you move through that? We all move through this so many times. So two things I want to say is, one is this journey is not linear. It's not linear at all. It's not like, being, becoming, still repeating itself. Not like, okay, being first, then you becoming, or the becoming first, then being. It's like this continue repeating itself. Sometimes you cannot really differentiate. It's being or becoming. And then it's like repeating the cycle. It's like, I see this as a spiral. The spiral, on one hand, repeating the circle, but it's in different level. With the second time, you're repeating the same circle in a different level of soul evolution already. Then you're repeating the circle again, the next level, another soul evolution happening. So in every circle, it's like you're repeating certain thing in your life. Sometimes you feel like deja vu. Sometimes you touch on the same challenge you experience, but in a slightly different way. Sometimes you encountering, people, relationship, in similar relationship, but in another level. And sometimes you new relationship arising, but it's the same kind of relationship evolving from one pattern to the next pattern. So that's all happening. I call this is almost like the 9 gate. You go through the 9 gate of each cycle, but that's not finished. And then you go to the next cycle of the 9 gate. It never finished. Then you continue. So it's never linear. It's the evolution is continuously happening. That's the beauty of it. So just to fill in some detail, I want to mention 2 more stories beyond just kind of formally about teaching.
As you go to the story, I describe the spiral as it's not I don't think of it as ascension, because that sounds egoic. I just think of it as a journey to coherence. As we get older, as we move through life, it's a journey to oneness and coherence within our body, within our essence. And I don't describe the spiral this way. I describe it this way: up, then down, and then up, and then down.
Got it. I hear you, right? I can,
We are like-hearted.
Right. But it's more like this. It's like, on one hand, if you look at the spiral goes up, but also your spiral goes down too, descending to your true humanity. So it's both is happening another level.
Yes.
I love it. So
I love it.
Yeah, my experience is is really beyond my journey of Qigong. Of course, Qigong is part of my life. It's essential part of my life. It's touch on every aspect of my life. But my whole life, is really it's a continued journey, continued living experience, including before I discovered Qigong. I was an artist. So this process of art, I became very clear. I was discovering myself, actually very consciously using art to discover myself. So when the approach I did is putting myself in the nature, go to the nature, putting myself in very uncertain, vulnerable, unpredictable weathers, locations out of nowhere, and take on my clothes and meditating in these places, in the snow, in the waterfall, in the rock, in the place no people goes, and hours during the day, during the night. Then I make a, picture out of that using double expose and the image like as a ghost. My naked body is like merging to the nature. So that's one way I'm discovering myself in relationship to the nature. But that's still external in a way, right? Still external. Even I was meditating already in the beginning of my Qigong journey already. So, but that was adventure, was powerful adventure, putting myself in this place, feel totally vulnerable, and at the same time intimate with nature. And that was really powerful part of my journey. And the second story I want to share is like something happened almost like 50 some years later after I had this trauma experience in childhood when I was 6 years old, fell into the pit and then traumatized, the body carry asthma. Eventually I recover from that and discovering my body, basically coming back to my body, because this is the disconnection. When you traumatize, you disassociate. So part of your soul disassociate with your body, disassociate with life in a sense. It's like hanging there somewhere, So this is re-inhibiting, coming back, reconnecting to my body as a home. That was the journey of healing, basically. So, but 50 years later, when I was walking in the South Sanctuary, I love landscape. I plant a lot of trees and the flowers, and it's like become second passion, second career, and I did everything possible to learn about it and still enjoy very much. But at one point I was driving a bobcat and without learning professionally.
Guess what? I have a tractor, so we can also drive bobcats and tractors together.
Right. So the story was like a crazy story. Without learning professionally, dumping something to a cliff. And then suddenly the moment realizing I was falling down with the bobcat. The moment I realizing is in the bottom of 50 feet down.
No.
And that moment, I have only two thoughts. When realizing I was falling down, my first thought's like, oops, I'm falling. That's first thought. And the second thought, boom, hitting the ground so fast. I'm okay. The second thought came to me. Then I start to move my body, stretching my body, and feel some kind of tenderness, blueness a little bit, but feel like nothing injured, nothing broken. And then I did some, kind of energetic work, kind of releasing whatever the stress, tension come from that. But what happened after that was totally crazy. I felt such bliss, such deep appreciation of life. I not only survived from this accident without any injury, but such deep appreciation, like, oh my God, every moment is so precious. Everything I choose to do is because I choose to do that. No one forced me anything. No matter how challenging at the time might be, crazy, messy, drama might be, but that's the experience I choose to have as a human being. And that moment becomes so clear. My whole life, I'm here to choose, do what I am doing right now. And that was really enlightening to another level of freedom. And I was like blissed out for a whole week until my wife discovered what happened. Then she asked me like, what happened? Then she was okay because, I was fine. But then she asked me like, do you think this angel, bodhisattva, a spirit protect you, why you didn't have any injury? And I was like, yeah, might be, I'm open to these ideas. But then I realizing my whole 30 years, some years of practice protected me. Because my whole practice is about reconnecting mind body. That connection has been so deep, become instinct, become part of my everyday 24/7 living experience. So the moment when the track fall down, my mind, my spirit does not disassociate from the body.
We like
protected from injury, protected from any level of dissociation or trauma. And that was is really awakening moment for me.
I love it. And this is the second conversation this week, and another coincidence, synchronicity, with the same message for all of us, is we tend to think that our journey is about bringing our soul or essence in, finding the angels out there and attracting them in. When, back to your point about oneness or I amness or self, our essence has always been in us and with us.
Totally.
And our angels are in us and with us. And however you define divinity, it's vibrating in us. So the gift you just gave us, Mingtong, is a reminder of what embodiment is. It's not about bringing in, it's about allowing to be what was always there.
Yeah.
And the other, when you talked about bliss, what I felt in your expression was the word, from other guests have shared this, you felt spared. You felt spared, that you were able to live. You were not injured. You walked in the state of alive. You used the word, you were alive. You weren't dead. You were alive. And almost everyone that I speak to that has been through their journey of collapse and awakening and becoming and being ultimately comes to this place of aliveness from a place of honor, from a place of what a privilege. You use the word bliss. And you talked about living from choice. As a result of that, the word that I would put alongside it is service.
Yeah.
Servitude or service through choice, through love.
So when you kind of truly discover who you are, you're recognizing it's like we are more than what we think. We're more than every day, living, bring food to the table. It's like, what is the deeper meaning of life, deeper purpose of life, deep destiny of life? When we're asking these deeper questions, not just one time, again, especially when you're connecting with the energy inside of you, the driving force of creation inside of you, it's like this full expression of life, cannot complete without service, without contribution. And it's like, when you may think, simply, it's like when we discover the best thing, for ourselves, for life, we naturally want to share this best thing with others. In the process of sharing, the abundant flow start to happen. The gifts start doubling, multiplying, amplifying, even exponentially. And that's the best thing in life, basically. It's like, you couldn't help it when you're connecting with your deep part of you. It's not like you have to force yourself, like behaving a certain way, or, the parents ask you need to, accomplish this professionally, prove yourself professionally. It's like come from within you. You don't have to, controlling it. You don't have to really, think about it. Just every day you wake up with that excitement, that passion, that like service. I call this as devotion. I never used these words until a few years later. I mean, a few years, in the last few years. Not like in religious sense of devotion. It's like suddenly like this power of devotion to yourself, to life, to what you're doing, just naturally happen. It's amazing. It's like now I cannot think of living life without that. And I don't have to justify it. Life continues to be challenging. Money, sustainability, life relationship, have the best person on the team or not, missing a deadline, whatever. It's continue happening. The drama is happening. People are unhappy, whatever, freaking out, whatever is happening. But it's okay. Once you connecting with your deeper purpose, deeper devotion, it's like that's just small part of life. It's part of the experience, and that's how we grow, how we realizing the mission anyway. And so, but one piece I want to share, talking about the dark night of soul, I think that most people can relate to this, especially we have gone through like a collective trauma of pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I want to really name that piece. That is truly a collective, trauma for entire global culture, with no exceptions, no matter, what's the history of different country, different cultures. So, but personally, I went through that. And at one time, I was just like feeling a lose of meaning, why I'm doing this, nothing is working. It's like, what's the point? And especially one time was like, asking the grandmother tree here on this land. We have 3 ancient trees. Each one is beyond 500 years old. So asking the grandmother tree at the time, I was like lost. Like, does the planet Earth need human? Like out of the blue, this question. I was like, wow, what kind of crazy question? And I couldn't help it. It just come out of me. Then I listened. The answer came to me. It was so clear, so simple, and so shocking, so humbling. The answer is no. The earth does not need us at all. But then the second truth came back to me. Human need earth. We, the other one, need earth. And that was like, wow, putting me in the bottom line of my soul searching. What that means to be human. Why I'm here. So in that same journey, I went to San Diego. Everything shut down at the times. It's like, place you can go. Luckily, I have the big retreat center here. So we're spending most time by myself, actually staying in a tree house on off for 3 months, sleep there, eating there by myself, because everybody is like separate anyway. And that's why I start writing book and journaling and so on, meditating and so on. But I still went to San Diego. One of the reasons is I want to be nearby the water. And make the story short, that was a powerful journey. And came out of that is the song. I want to share another song with you. So it's also a short one. So I'm going to play the song, so kind of share the experience from that soul-seeking process, starting with the pandemic and continued.
Is looking for something. Everybody is looking for someone. Everybody is someone. Everybody is looking for some. Everybody is looking for themselves. What they missing. Everybody is looking for their own body. Looking for themselves. Welcome home. Welcome. Everybody. Can y'all say welcome to your own body? Welcome to your own. Welcome to your own. Say welcome to your own body. Welcome to your own body. Welcome to yourself. Welcome to your own body. Welcome to yourself. Welcome to your own body.
That was my soul seeking since the pandemic and continue to today even, discovering what are we looking for, how are we looking for, and everything we're looking for is already inside of us, inside of our body. And often we feel like nobody. Obviously, when we're disconnecting from our own body, we naturally feel like nobody. Until we discover our own body, we cannot discover who we are, discover the truth of life. So this journey is really continuing. And even from most refreshing place, innocent place, after 30 years of practicing Qigong, working with the body, working with healing, working with the energy, working with tens of thousands of students, I'm beginning a new chapter of my life, asking the deeper question, what is this body? What is this body? Beyond my story, beyond my assumption, beyond my limited experience, even beyond my spiritual framework of what this body is. And I'm excited for this next chapter of journey and most innocent discovery of what it is to be a human, have this body, and connecting, truly connecting this body as a human being.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. The joy that you just expressed with us, Mingtong, is so beautiful. And you used, I think, one of the most powerful words and underestimated words in humanity is innocence. One of my spiritual teachers said, wisdom lives in innocence. The highest form of wisdom is to be able to live through innocence. And so much becomes awe and wonder when we realize that we're far more innocent than we ever thought we were. So thank you for that reminder and gift. The other thank you is you so beautifully reminded us that the expression of ourself, our whole self, starting with our essence through and out to the world, is incomplete without servitude or contribution. And you so reminded us that devotion isn't a religious thing. Devotion is a devotion to that innocence and to that expression and to that service. And the highest devotion is to self, each other, and Mother Nature. Like you, I had an awakening moment. Mine wasn't a 500-year-old tree, Mine was a several hundred, if not 1,000-year-old glacier.
Yeah.
Glacier that I was watching calve into the ocean.
Yeah.
And I witnessed a circle of life happening in the Arctic that did not require humanity.
Yeah.
And I asked the guide about saving the earth in a very egoic way. And the guide says, Katie, the earth does not need saving. What needs saving is humanity and ourselves. And the earth will be fine long after we're gone. And so, like you, sincerely exists to help us through stories like yours, realize we're not alone and find wholeness within and live from that place of wholeness through acts of service, our own unique acts of service towards one another. And there is no big and there is no small act of service. And when we do it from a place of true love, together we create a relationship with each other and with Mother Nature that is harmonious and sustainable. So you've reminded us all of that. I want you to ask you for your final reflection and wish for humanity and the world.
Yeah. My deepest wish, my deepest vision, deepest blessing I want to put out there is may all human beings discover who they are slow, the deepest connection of their own mind and the body. And because that one thing can change everything else. And until we do that, nothing will change. When we look at all the problem in the world, personal, collective, physical, emotional, mental, even spiritual, even global, environmental, and everything, is all just symptom of the deepest problem of disconnection of mind body. When that disconnection is not healed, nothing we can heal. Any relationship with each other, relationship with the Mother Earth, relationship with life, relationship with ourselves, nothing can change. So again, that's my deepest, urgent, personal, profound devotion to this choice, to this process, to this practice. And we're facing the very, very critical time. If we don't choose this, we're going to lose everything we think we have, especially losing this connection with this body, become a robot, and losing our connection with our true humanity, true authenticity, true experience as human beings. And that's, I feel so deeply, so painfully, so urgently, so profoundly hopeful, because that means we are part of this change. That means you can do it with your own mind body. I can do it with your own mind body. Any single human being can do it with their own mind body without depends on, other people, other resources, other, conditions, waiting for, the world to change so we can be happy, be in peace, be in love. You don't have to wait for anything. In this moment, we can do. This moment, we can embody the change, be the change that we're looking for, as Gandhi said. And that's exciting good news as well. So thank you so much.
Master Mingtong, thank you so much. The journey is within. The outer journey of humanity and our lives and the world begins with the inner journey that you've shown us through your own lived experience, through your own existence, and through your teaching and through your gifts. What a beautiful, beautiful time with you today. this is not the last. There will be more. Congratulations on your book. And thank you again on behalf of all of us at Sincerely and the Sincerely Show. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us today.
Thank you. Much gratitude. Sincerely, I consider this one of the deepest conversation I had, with another human fellow, with all of you listening. So grateful for that. So
thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to find each other again, see each other again, and so make an invitation, find in the book, Amazon, Barnes Noble, or website, my name, mingtonggu.com. So love to, share more with each other.
We will help you promote your book.
Thank you.
And we will connect again soon, Mingtong. Thank you again on behalf of all of us. Thank you for being here for this conversation. This is exactly why the Sincerely Show exists. To witness real human stories of individuals that have dedicated their life to service and contribution. Stories of people who have walked through darkness and heaviness and found their way back to themselves, to their deeper selves, towards a place that is more whole, and again to a life of service and contribution. My hope is that something in what you just heard helped you feel less alone, more hopeful, and perhaps closer to meaning and purpose in your own life. This is a judgment-free space. If something moved you, inspired you, or sparked a reflection of your own, I would genuinely love to hear it. Share what this conversation opened in your heart. That is the kind of exchange that makes this community, the Sincerely community, what it is. It's what makes Sincerely, genuinely Sincerely. What I ask is that we hold each other with the same love and kindness that brought us here. This is a place of curiosity, not criticism, of witnessing, not judging. If you are sharing, share from your own experience and from a place of love and kindness. That is always enough. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it with someone who you'd like to hear it. That is the most generous thing you can do, not just for the show, but for the people in your life who are quietly looking for this, looking to feel less alone, for hope, for meaning, for lessons. And before we close, this conversation is for reflection and perspective only. It should not be relied upon as therapy or professional advice. Please always seek qualified support where needed before making any decisions based on what you heard here today, or heard or observed at Sincerely overall. This content is also subject to our full terms and conditions, which you can find on our website at sincerelyinc.com. Thank you again for joining the Sincerely Show. Until next time, please take good care. Thank you so much.